Hey guys, it's Corey from Thought Soldiers. So I wanted to talk a little bit about a cool journaling technique that I'm starting on as far as healing, whether it be the masculine or the feminine within you, or anything within you. Whether you want to call it shadow work or just healing, being able to kind of a nice little prompt to get started on the journey. So once again, I'm coming from an aspect now where I'm starting a new process. I'm not at the end of where I've been doing this a while and it's been incorporated, for a little while, and this is what's happened. I'm starting a new journey. And for me, it's healing the masculine, healing the divine masculine. So I've got a journal that I got today, and I wanted to share just a quick little prompt of what I'm starting on this journey, especially with, for me, I just went through some stuff recently where I was like, man, I really need to heal the feminine. The divine feminine within. And I started to I talked to someone about it and kind of came into perspective that I actually need to heal the masculine and more embrace the masculine qualities. And so now is this search for the inner father, the search for the inner warrior, and being able to have a clear line of communication with my inner father and my inner warrior to learn what do I need to embody, to embrace in order to heal these aspects. Because the problem with me is that societal's view of the masculine, which is actually extremely correct right now, because the masculine has taken things way too far and it's been very out of whack and very out of balance. As we know, and as we see in television, as we see, portrayed every single day on the news, things like that, the masculine has gone a little too far. So it's been hard to talk about. It's been hard to open up about. It's very hard to find a quality masculine, a quality awakened masculine in my world, because the viewpoint has just been very skewed, or at least my viewpoint too of the masculine has been extremely skewed. And so it's something now I'm having to go and, instead of trying to seek this on the outside to heal or to mimic or mirror, I'm now having to do the inner work and talk to my divine masculine, my inner father, and my inner warrior. So the way that I started this was, first is I recognized that a little while ago that when I started to research the divine masculine and the divine feminine, I went online and I was just like, what traits does the divine masculine play? And there's a lot of websites that will talk about the traits of the masculine in the role, and the role of the divine feminine. And as a lot of us know, and if you aren't aware, because I am getting reached, or a lot of new people or new awakened people are reaching out to me. We all harness, when we come onto this plane, we harness the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And what will happen is traumas, programming, societal views, family structure, things like that can start to throw the masculine and the feminine out of whack. And then we can start to see it reflect outward into our personal relationships. And basically, a lot of this awakening for me right now is having a mutual conversation with the masculine and the feminine, where they can talk without fighting. Because there's always been a power play for me, and that's this seeking balance, is that the feminine's either extremely loud or the masculine is running his tirade, and what happens is there's this power play and this imbalance, and I notice it not only reflects in my relationships, but it reflects in my reactions to people. It will definitely take me off of my course in the destined balanced path of paving the way of being an awakened male. And it will also either put me in the over-giving side of things or over-receiving side of things. So it's that selflessness or extreme selfishness, and this balancing act. It takes a while to get into play. And there's a few times that I've been able to really get it into a nice balance where I felt my core light up. I was very whole. I felt the Trinity within me, the balance of the mind, body, and spirit, and now it's that seeking that balance of the masculine and the feminine. So the prompt that I decided to start doing for bringing out the masculine and healing the masculine within is I first did, what is society's view of the masculine? So for me, what is the view that I see portrayed in media, portrayed on billboards, the stigma attached to the masculine? And this is more from rather a personal, first-person point of view, a collective point of view. So how would the collective view, things like the patriarch, just this very out-of-balanced, over-controlling, abusive masculine side of things? Because that, for me, that's what I see, and that's what I know, and that's why I tend to run away from either discussing the masculine or looking at the masculine, because I have moments where I'm truly ashamed of the way the masculine is portrayed in society. So, came to realize that that's a shadow aspect I need to look at within myself, but also, too, when I start to heal this within, and I start to bring about the masculine traits that I want to see portrayed in the world, basically, it's being that change that will reflect outward, and that thus helps the collective, and it helps other people. And this isn't coming from a very grandiose point of view, it's just the reality. When you work on anything internally within yourself, you're helping the collective to do that healing as well, and that's what helps to kind of generate this global ascension, is not so much healing everyone around you, but healing yourself and then watching it reflect outward. So I wrote down, what is society's view of the masculine? And I wrote down that kind of stigmatic view of the masculine. And I put, how do I see the masculine? How do I personally see the embodiment of a awakened masculine in my day-to-day? What would I want to see if there was like such thing as this model of the divine masculine? What would it look like? And I wrote that out. And then what I did was, which do I harness right now of these character traits of the masculine in my role? Right now, what do I harness? And I made a list and then did another list of what could I use more of? So what traits could I start to embody on my day-to-day practice to then bring the masculine out? And then I can go, and this can dive deeper too, where how can I bring these different traits out? How can I, what can I do to bring these, to not only bring these traits out within myself, but to balance it too? Like, how can I make sure the masculine doesn't go too far and we can bring the feminine back into play as well? And that's where I think journaling is so key with all of this, because that's where we start to get a lot of insight as to what they look like. Another thing I started to do too is meditating and talking to the masculine, and talking to my inner father, and talking to my inner warrior, and talking to the various archetypes that live within me, that have played the masculine role. Because right now with the energies the way they are, we've got a lot of feminine and a lot of masculine energy coming into play. It's neither one nor other. It's very balanced. And it's now, I feel like, a really good time to do that work of, if you are trying to heal the masculine or the feminine, it is a good time to do it, because with these energies that are available, the feminine can play a role in that healing as well as the masculine can play a role in the healing of the feminine. And it's really nice to see this kind of collective shift of this balance right now, because it's very harmonious and it feels good. But I wanted to quickly just do that quick little prompt about this kind of journaling thing, because you can do this with any one of your archetypes, any level of healing. The broken inner child. You can do it with your future self too. Like if you're trying to do goals and trying to figure out where you want to go, what you want to do, you're trying to get more clarity on your destiny. You could do what is your stigmatic view of yourself, your future self, based on the collective, or what society wants from you as a person. And then how do you want to see yourself in the future, and what future aspects that you want to see in yourself, what do you harness within them right now, and what could you do more of to harness those traits? And it's really neat. It's a nice little quick journal prompt where it just gives you an awareness clearly on a sheet of paper of the things to work on when it comes to internal healing. And I think too, another beneficial factor for me is sometimes having a third party that you can open up to, that can tell you and see things from a different perspective. Because I know for me, I, in my own realm, was like, oh, I need to heal this divine feminine within, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it just took one trusted support person to say, I think it's more the masculine that's screwed up. And I got to see it from a different perspective, and I was like, oh snap, I know what I can do to work on that. So I'm going to start this journaling to kind of embody more of that, those traits. And you know, I think the feminine and the masculine role has been, in some areas, has been very out of balance. We've got a lot of trauma on the feminine end with what the masculine has done, and then, you know, too, we've got masculines out there that have trauma on that end as well, where we've been getting some backlash as well. Those of us that didn't do these things, that didn't do these horrendous things, we're getting backlash for what our forefathers did too. And a lot of ancestral stuff, a lot of karmic stuff, generational karmic stuff that masculines are dealing with right now. And we're like having to look at that, and it sucks because it's like, dude, in this lifetime I didn't do any of that. But it's stuff that when I'm clearing and healing right now, I'm clearing and healing for my ancestors, I'm clearing and healing for my family. And because of the healing and the work I'm doing right now, I feel like I'm saving the future generations and my kids too, because I hope one day to have kids and be able to show them, you know, and embody these things in my day-to-day, so we can help make this world a better place. So that's all I got, guys. Much love and respect to you. Quick little video, kind of quick, about a little journaling prompt. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Much love and respect to everybody out there. If you want to reach out, you can. Corey MacLite, Lite, 33 @gmail.com. My appointment calendar is up in the description box. And that's all I got, guys. So much love and respect to everyone out there, and I will see you on the other side. Namaste.